Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time and location. My name is Prince Richard, the CEO of Bantu God Steel and Sunrise Rich Entrepreneur Initiative, LTD.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite boy, TC Virus, aka the director. Guys, I want you to subscribe to Bantu Voice TV. You already know what time it is.
Please make Bantu Voice TV your number one news.
Now beg at the beg.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe for more updates.
My people, oh, in case you never hear, for those who did know they follow updates where they sup for Finland. And make una no forget say na dem same news they bring una this story for Bantu Voice TV. For the matter where they saw for Finland, though, for those who know about the case where they saw between the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, where be Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Nigerian government versus the Finland government. If I remember saying now last year when they gbab Simon Ekpa last year November, after the new Finland ambassador who they been bring go visit Niger Presido with Attorney General and the other ministers wey been there for the meeting, where they come promise the Finland ambassador say Nigeria go dey supply Finland oil. We know say as that matter happen, we know say their target na to gbab Simon Ekpa. As e don be so now, they come back Simon, wetin come the allegation? They say in the instigate people wey dey buy southeasterners, say they instigate all the kpai wey dey happen for southeast. Say na Simon Ekpa dey instigate. They come also say him belong to one terror group. Say in fact, say na him dey sponsor terror groups, terrorist activities for the southeast. As e come be now, the case don reach the level where Finland court come dey request. They come dey request for evidence. Say Simon dey instigate people wey dey kpai indigenes of the southeastern Nigeria, where people know as Biafra land. They say investigate. Now when e reach for court, the last court wey just pass, so we dey hear say the judge come dey ask for evidence. You know, say they say evidence before the court. If you want to lay allegation on somebody, you have to present your evidence. Evidence before the court. As he got read for evidence, so evidence is nowhere to be found. As we dey talk so, my people no get make we play on this video, make una watch, make una see wetin sup for Finland. The way this matter dey go like this, e be like say everything maybe at the end of it too, e no go favour Nigerian government as e dey expect, because they don try make they carry Simon Ekpa come back Naija, make dem for lock am as they lock Nnamdi Kanu. But Finland no gree. So now na to prove how this man take be terrorist and how he take dey instigate. They send people wey dey kpai indigenes for the region where he come from. I'm not gonna see wetin sup for the Finland court case. We go dey give una ogbonge update to make una no forget say na dem say news na im dey bring una this story for Bantu Voice TV. Yes, while we wait for the video to play, please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, I don't know what you wait for, make you rush.
Mergers in the sector are a really valid strategy, and we've seen them work in the sector multiple times. But it can be really challenging when one
Today being the 9th of June of 2025, a lot of events played out in the courtroom today, which will definitely blow your mind. Today's court session happened to be one of the most exciting court sessions we've ever seen in a long time. So the question here is, what really happened? Well, in this video, we shall be explaining and critically analyzing every single thing that happened in the court section today. So the court proceedings kicked off at about 10:20 a.m. The legal counsel team of the both parties were fully present. The court session started by the prosecuting lawyer making an introductory speech. So let's take a listen to what the prosecuting lawyer had to say in the courtroom today. He stated, and I quote, "Your Honor, today we are here to show that Simon illegally bought weapons. We have a witness codenamed T5, who is all the way from Nigeria. T5 will testify that Simon sent money to him to buy guns. We have bank statements and other evidence to prove this. This is a serious offense because it's illegal to buy weapons like this. and it's dangerous. Think of it like this. Simon ordered guns online, but instead of a package arriving at his door, the guns were bought by our witness in Nigeria using money Simon sent. We have the receipt to speak, showing that transaction. It's a clear case of illegal weapons purchases. We are confident that the evidence we present, including T5's testimony and financial records, will clearly demonstrate Simon's guilt. This isn't just about breaking the law, it's about public safety. We are ready to proceed when you are. So as you can see, this is statements coming from the prosecuting lawyer claiming that Simon purchased or ordered for weapons to be sent to the southeastern region of Nigeria. But instead of these weapons getting to the specific address, an individual, a close friend of Simon, intercepted these weapons. He bought them and he followed suit to do the unimaginable. So let's go back to the courtroom and see the cross-examination between the prosecuting lawyer and this individual, this witness known as T5, who claims to intercept the weapon sent by Mr. Simon. So let's see the conversation between these two parties. So the prosecuting lawyer called upon T5 to take the stance. T5 came into the stance and did all necessary rights needed to do as a witness. So the prosecuting lawyer started his questions by saying, "Good morning, T5. Thank you for being here today. Can you please state your name for the record?" T5 replied by stating his name. The prosecuting lawyer continued by saying, "T5, you have testified that you received money from the defendant, known as Simon. Can you tell us how that money was sent to you?" T5 replied by saying, "Yes, the money came through several wire transfers. I received the money in my bank account." The prosecuting lawyer continued to say, "And did Simon tell you what the money was for?" T5 replied, "Yes, he did. He told me the money was to purchase certain items." The prosecuting lawyer asked, "And what items were you instructed to purchase?" Money was to purchase certain items. The prosecuting lawyer asked, "And what items were you instructed to purchase?" Known as Simon, "Can you tell us how that money was sent to you?" T5 replied by saying, "Yes."
In case una no understand the Oyibo English way this story person dey yarn, in the talk say the witness, the person wey come bear witness for court, say when the chief judge ask am make e tender evidence, say Simon Ekpa ask am, because the witness say Simon Ekpa bin beg am say make e supply arms and ammunition, say if we supply, na dey tell am make e tender evidence, make dey for fit believe wetin him dey yarn. Na the matter wey we still dey so make una see or make una hear how the matter take dey go. No be small thing o. We go dey bring una this update more and more and more and more and more as e dey hot.
Money came through several wire transfers. I received the money in my bank account. The prosecuting lawyer continued to say, "And did Simon tell you what the money was for?" T5 replied, "Yes, he did. He told me the money was to purchase certain items." The prosecuting lawyer asked, "And what items were you instructed to purchase?" T5 replied, "He told me to buy arms, weapons." The prosecuting lawyer claimed, "Can you describe the specific weapons you were instructed to purchase?" T5 gives clear confirmation of the weapons he was asked to purchase by Mr. Simon. The prosecuting lawyer continued by saying, "Now, let's talk about how you were able to intercept these weapons. Can you explain what happened after you received the money and purchased the weapons?" T5 replied by saying, "After I received the money, after you received the money and purchased the weapons? T5 replied by saying, after I received the money, I purchased the weapons. The prosecuting lawyer said, and then what happened? What happened next? T5 said, and then I contacted the authorities. The prosecuting lawyer continued by saying, and why did you contact the authorities? T5 said, because I realized what was happening was wrong. I knew it was illegal and I couldn't let this happen. The prosecuting lawyer said, so you never delivered these weapons to Simon's men? T5 replied,
my people, make I interpret wetin sup, wetin this story dey yarn. The person wey bear witness say, as Simon Ekpa bin dey beg am say make he supply am arms and ammunition. Say e no tey, im come wire am money for account. Say the money wey he wire for im account shock am. Say no how money take come. As im check, im see say na Simon wire am money make he supply arms and ammunition. When court come dey ask am whether im later supply the arms, wetin be reaction as im see the money? Say im call authority, call Finland authority. He call Finland authority say make the whole Simon say im dey do illegal business, arm business. So na wetin dey there na the evidence now we still dey wait as dem disgrace this guy man for court as im no fit tender evidence to prove in allegation. You know what it be for law if you false allegation, lay false allegation against somebody, na another offense. And na why if you want to come and bear witness for somebody, you have to be careful, because after the case say na lie wey you lie, you go blow lie for court. Na double wahala. So make we see wetin dey sup for Finland.
No, I contacted the authorities immediately after the purchase. The lawyer continued by saying, so you are the reason the weapons never reached Simon's men, is that correct? T5 said, yes, that is absolutely correct. The prosecuting lawyer continued by saying, T5, can you confirm that you have provided all transactions and the weapons purchased? T5 said, yes, I have provided all the details to the authorities. The prosecuting lawyer continued by saying, T5, you have stated that you received the money through wire transfers. Can you tell the court what information was on those transfers? T5 said, yes. The transfers included Simon's name and the amount of money and the date of transfer. The lawyer continued by saying, and did you have any contact with Simon after the purchase of these weapons? T5 said, yes, I had a brief communication with him. The prosecuting lawyer continued, and what was the nature of that communication? T5 said, I informed him that the purchase was complete and the items were ready for delivery. The prosecuting lawyer continued and said, and what was his response? T5 said, he seemed pleased. The lawyer continued by saying, thank you, T5. That's all for now. As you can see, this is a cross-examination between T5 and the prosecuting lawyer. But if you paid attention to this cross-examination, you notice that it doesn't make sense. You notice that there are a lot of mistakes and errors, which definitely is not adding up. And let's see if the judge will somehow, some way pinpoint these errors. Because from the very first glance, we notice that this statement coming from T5 and his lawyer isn't adding up. It doesn't make sense. So let's go back to the courtroom and see what followed suit. Back in the court session, T5 continued when the prosecuting lawyer said, okay, I'm done with your cross-examination. T5 continued by saying, I want to present documents. I want to present a series of documents to the courtroom to better buttress my point that Simon really sent money to me. So T5 continued by saying, Your Honor, members of the jury, I stand before you today not merely as a witness, but as a crucial link in unraveling a dangerous plot. I am here to present the financial records that undeniably prove that the defendant, Simon, paid me to purchase illegal weapons. These documents are not mere copies. They are the original records of the transactions, meticulously preserved to ensure the integrity of this case. T4 went on to bring out some documents, and he continued by saying, before you are bank statements, wire transfer confirmations, and digital payment receipts. Each document meticulously details the flow of funds from Simon's account to my own. These records clearly show a series of transactions precisely timed and directly linked to the purchase of these weapons. The amounts arms dealer. The dates correspond perfectly to the timeline of the purchase, demonstrating a clear and direct connection between the money Simon sent and the weapons acquired. T5 also went a step further to also present all of his documents before the courtroom. He presented a series of bank statements, transactional records, and receipts. He claimed that Simon sent these monies to him. At this point, Simon wasn't looking very happy. He wasn't looking so convinced. From his facial expression, one can simply tell that Simon doesn't know T5 in any way, shape, or form, and that's what we think. So Simon asked the judge, "Permit me to speak," and Simon was granted the right. So let's go back to the courtroom and see what Simon had to say. "I, Simon, respectfully request the opportunity to cross-examine the witness known as T5. It is my right to challenge the testimony presented against me, and I believe that the thorough examination of T5's statement is essential for ensuring a fair trial. I would like to address the following points during this cross-examination." And Simon went on to list 5 key points. 5 points he needs clarity from T5. He said the very first one here, the very first point I need more clarity on is the clarity of transactions. I intend to question T5 about the specifics of the financial transactions, including the exact amounts and dates of the wire transfers mentioned. The second point I will need clarity on is the intent and purpose. I wish to clarify the context in which the money was sent. It is crucial to understand whether T5 had any other intentions or agreements regarding the funds. Aim to investigate T5's motivations for coming forward and whether there are any personal interests that may have, including the bank statements and any other accompanying messages. And the fourth point here is I will need clarity on the communications with authorities. I want to explore T5's interactions with law enforcement and whether any pressure or influence was exerted on them to provide testimony against me. And the fifth point here is I will need clarity on the motivation for testimony. I aim to investigate T5's motivations for coming forward and whether there are any personal interests that may have influenced their testimony. I believe that addressing these points will provide clarity and context to the court regarding the allegations against me. Thank you, my Lord, for considering my request. And this, like I said, is a clear statement coming from Simon asking the judge to grant him permission to cross-examine T5, with while using 5 key points as a basis of his questioning. Yes.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. In today's fast-moving, fast-changing
Yes. Now here we go draw our curtain. Bata come on from this story. If you never subscribe to our channel, I know the way they wait for make you rush quick. Go hit the subscribe button. Maybe for they get our ogbonge updates. Now them say news they bring on this ogbonge story for Bantu Voice TV Pidgin. Bonado.
good evening, depending on your time and location. My name is Prince which means Richard, the CEO of Bantu God Steel and Sunrise Rich Entrepreneur Initiative, LTD.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite boy, TC Virus, aka the director. Guys, I want you to subscribe to Bantu Voice TV. You already know what time it is.
Please make Bantu Voice TV the #1 news.
Na beg, they beg.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.